Yes, sir.
So people are not having energy also. So okay, yeah, I have a file for this one also, right? And this is part completed. 18. So then I'll go to 19. And this is the one. So earlier we discussed about different things like a ping is also important, guys. So ping is very important. We discussed about the binary, hexadecimal. These are all there. Okay, and we'll also discuss about bit numbers, the conversion. I think conversion is okay for everyone. So how to convert a binary to decimal, decimal to binary thing. Okay, and IANA, ICANN and all. So I'm going from here. The 22nd class is also I continued from here. That's why it is showing that. Okay. So first of all, we have to understand IPv4 is a 32 bit. 32 bit means 0 ones. It's a 32 bit. Okay. So but we have to it is represented in decimal. Okay. We have to write the binary. You have to write IP address in decimal format. Okay. Next, this IP address is represented in decimal format and but not completely one single line. It is divided into four parts. Total 32 bit is divided into four parts. Okay, each part is a 8 bit. Each part is a 8 bit. That's why we call it as a octet. That's why we call it as a octet. And 2 to the power of 32, 2 to the power of 32 means 32 bits are there, no? 2 to the power of 32, 4.3 billion. It means like this number. These many IP addresses we are getting in a these many IP addresses are there in a IPv4. The total IPv4 IP addresses, total IP addresses from 0.0.0.0 to 255.255.255.255. The total IP addresses are these 4.3 billion IP addresses. So this is like this format. This is the first octet, second octet, third octet, and fourth octet divided by dot. So like we have to first octet dot to second octet, third octet, fourth octet. Okay. So it is 8 bit. It means each octet value is from 0 to 255. Means whenever I write in a 0 from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 255 each one. For example, if you are write an IP address like this, so this is a total IP addresses written completely from here. So this is 0 started, then how it is going on you can observe from here. Okay, so this is a completed, then this is started again 2.0.0.1, 2.0.0.2. It will comes like that. Okay, when you see an IP address, when you see an IP address, for example 200.10.2.3, this is the valid IP address only because each octet is less than 255. It is a valid IP address only. Okay, so for example 234.100.254, this is also IP address only. Whether what class it is, whether we are using or not, that's a different point. But so each octet must be 0 to 255 only. That is called IP address. That's it. For example, if you are using 300.2.3 like this is invalid IP address. It is not a valid IP address. So this is not a format of IP address. Okay, for example 2.344.5 like this is not a valid IP address. So make sure that each octet is between 0 to 255 only, not more than that one. So be careful with the IP addresses. Even Some are very smart people also, like a smart tele series I've seen. Very intelligent way it is presentation. They said like a 401 dot 402 dot like that. So I got a doubt why they are telling this IP address. Whether it is whatever the country it is, whether it is US or India. So IP address is any IPv4 address is 0 to 255 in the each octet. It is not more than that one. See, it's after 255 it is become 0, not 256. Okay, so this is the thing. IPv4 is 32-bit, 2 to the power of 32 4.3 billion IP addresses we are getting. IPv4 always written in a decimal format only. Each the entire IP address is divided into four parts. Each one we called as octet and divided by dot. Okay, each octet is a size is 0 to 255. So why? And this is the total length of IP address. Okay, it is following like this. It is going on like this: 1 2 254 1 2 3 4 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 2 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 3 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 4. Let's keep going till 255 254 255, then 1 dot 0. After 255 it becomes 0 and 1 will be added here. 1 dot 1 1 dot 2 1 dot 3 and 1 dot 255 reaches, then it is going to 2 dot 0. Just keep on going like that. Okay, but this is become its single IP addresses. What if we are using IP address in different places in different way? So this 4.3 billion IP addresses not enough for to cover the world. Okay, and to manage the IP addresses more efficient way, so we have to divide these entire IP addresses into different classes. Why we are dividing this IP address into different classes? So for different purposes, for a unique communication purpose or a limitation of one network, like we have to divide a network into network and host wise. So then there is also very useful, right? So one network represent like a specific network in a logical way. We can able to create it using a dividing by classes wise. Okay, so how to make a particular one network, one logical network. So how to create a one logical network by using a different classes only we can do it. And the number of hosts in the network is also by number of classes only. Okay, based on the class only. And different purposes like a multicasting. If I want a multicasting, so I need a multicast range. I need a multicast range. Okay, so this is the thing. Okay, try to understand why it is divided. Next, guys, anybody will tell what are the classes? No. Next one is how to identify what class the IP address is there. When you see at an IP address, when you see at an IP address, only verify the first octet only. Go through the first octet and check the uh, range number. Check the range number. Okay, so we can identify that is class A, like 1 or 2. It is a class A. For example, if I take another IP, 151.34.167.201. Which class it is, guys?
Class B.
Class B. So the first octet is nothing but 151. That is only one consider. What are the next octets? We don't mind about. First octet is 151. It is a range in between this number, right? The range it is in between this range. It means it's a class B. Very good. So like that. So these are the different classes. This is a binary number. Okay. So ignore the binary thing. The class A range, class B range, class C range. You have to go for class A range is 0 to 127, but in some textbook tell 1 to 126. For example. In interview they ask a question, so what is the class A range? You told 0 to 127, but he said no, no, it is 1 to 126. Okay, then you should tell, sir, 0 we don't use it, 0 is reserved for a different purpose, and 127 used for a loop back purpose. That's why in some textbook they mention 1 to 126, but actual range is 0 to 127. Okay, so just try to tell what is answer for that one. Okay, so why it is mentioned like this, just have to explain it. Don't argue with them. So don't argue with anybody, don't argue with anybody, don't try to fool them, or try to show you that you are correct. Don't try to show you are correct, like you open your notes and see, sir, this is a notes, we are written like this only, my sir is told like that, you, my sir is known better than you, like don't say that one. Okay, but there is a reason behind why it is mentioned like this. This is actual range, and 0 dot 0 dot 0 dot 0 entire 0 series is reserved for a particular purpose, for like a default routing purpose, unknown IP address type. So they are using this in a certain purposes. And 127 series reserved for a loopback or a local host purposes. That's why in a books they don't write it, because you cannot assign any PC with 0 series and 127 series. We can't use that one for a PCs. Assigning wise. Okay. So here this is a total range. So always remember these ranges, this entire range, and the why we can't use it also. Class B 128 to 191, class C 192 to 223, class D 224 to 239, class E 240 to 255. Okay, so this is multicast range is class D. So when they ask a question like what is a multicast range, class D, 224 to 239. If you see an IP address, like I written some IP address here like this, see 234, it's a multicast address, class D I'm written here, class D I've written here. So understand that one. Okay, this is a class E. It's a R&D, is actually it is for a result for a special purpose or a special organization purpose only. We don't use it for a communication. And each class, like a class A, is the first portion is network portion, remaining portions are host portion. First portion is network, remaining are host portion. Class B, first two are network portions, next two are host portions. Class C, first three are network portions, last one is host portions. Subnet mask is also represent what is the network portion and what is the host portion. If you observe here, the 255.0.0.0 is a class A subnet mask. Default subnet mask means by default. Class B, what is these kids? Is it kids or what? One second, guys. They're not playing, they're only shouting. Still. Okay, so so 255.255.0.0 is a class B default subnet mask. Class C is a first three are network portion, last one is a host portion. 255.255.250. It means, for example, I'm writing a class C IP address. So these first three are a network portion, last one is host portion. So if you see the network portion is same, then both can able to communicate each other. This won't communicate with these species. Why? Because of this is 3, this is 2. So there is a difference is there. There is a difference, right? So obviously the network portion is a different from here. Network portion both won't communicate each other. Okay. So I put a 3. For example, if I use like this, PCs also won't communicate these PCs. Why? Because here is a 192, here I use a 191, here is I use a 192, here is a 191. So these two are in the same network, and this is out of network, this is a different network, and this is also a different network from it. How do you know? Based on the network portion and host portion. Okay, these are not in a network. So when you got like this, so like you have four pieces, and if you find these two are communicating each other but these are not communicating with others, so what you do, you have to change the network part. That's it. Okay. And also you can see the class B, I'm writing class B something like 151.14.14.14. Okay, and 151.14.15.167. Yes, these two are communicate each other or not?
Yes, sir, they can communicate.
They can communicate each other. How? First two are network portions. So first two network portions are same. Okay, so then they will communicate each other. Host portions are different, and network portions are same. They will communicate each other. For example, if I write 151 dot 15 dot 14 dot 15, is they will going to communicate each other?
No, sir.
No.
Why? Because of the network portion is first two are network portion. This is a different one, so they won't communicate each other. So this is how you can understand. Okay, check the network portion and host portions. Class A first portion is only network portion. For class B, first two are network portions. Class C, first three are network portions. And of course, number of hosts per one network is like 254. Number of hosts we will get it 65,534. Number of hosts we will get it in a class B, and 16,000. No, it's a 16,777,214 hosts we will get it. Okay, there is a certain things like a same network can communicate each other, and a few more things we written here, so we'll write here. So 0.0.0 series is reserved. Okay, it's a reserved IP addresses. Okay, ignore the spelling, but it's a reserved IP addresses for certain purposes. Anyway, we don't use any IP address starting with a zero. And 127.0.0.1 is a loopback address and localhost address. Already we seen a local address in a Jenkins, right? So I type localhost colon 1990. What is that meaning? Localhost means this PC only. When I communicating this PC web page from other PC, definitely have to mention proper IP address. So most any PC, the common name, if you take any PC, my PC, your PC, or any PC, the name is local host only for self purpose. Like myself, if I said like myself means it's a my like local host, right? So like myself, like if I want to introduce myself I am introducing. For example, I have introduced someone. For example, I want to introduce Aditya. Okay, he is Aditya. What I will tell, he is Aditya Power, and he is from some place, right? Like that, we have to introduce, right? So we is introducing that person. But when I introducing myself, then I said myself, Latif. Okay, that is my name. But for me, it is myself only. Like, right? Okay, so mm, that is the difference. Okay, like that. So anyway, we don't use 127 series in the network, and of course we don't use 169.254 series also, because it's a APIPA series, automatic private IP address. So when you are failed to get IP from DHCP, system automatically assign a IP address itself. That IP address we call it as a API address is in DHCP. So DHCP also there are asking questions now, but it's a common when you see an API address to your system, then means you are not getting proper IP address. Okay, the range of API is 169.254.0.0. Actually, it started with 1, but I'm giving complete range anyway. So this is a complete range of IPPA. When you will get IPPA, if system not get the address from DHCP server, then system assign a IP address self IP address itself. Then system assign an IP address itself automatically. Okay, so that is an IP address. This is a universal broadcast. For example, I don't know what network I am belongs to it, or maybe I want to send a broadcast message to everyone in the network. So that is called a broadcast address. Again, I have written here what is the ranges. So instead of understanding that big binary transactions, so you can read it from here also. Class A, class B, class C. And I try to explain this what is network ID, what is broadcast ID kind of stuff here. So this is a class A network. This is a starting network. What? So that's why it is called as a network ID. And this is a last one is called a broadcast ID. These two are not used. We cannot assign to anyone. Okay. This is a assign to. We can able to assign this range. We can able to assign to any of the PC. So these are all in a same network only. So this is in a starting and ending. After this one, new network only. Okay, after this one, again it's become new network. So that's why it is called as a broadcast ID. Broadcast the message within 100 series. This is the broadcast ID, like a destination IP address. This is to understand are you in same network or a different network. Here is a subnetting default subnet mask. Again for class A, class B, class C, default subnet mask are there. Subnetting, so what is the difference between network IP address and subnet? Here I am using here. So how to find a network ID? So you have to take an IP address and take a subnet mask, do the end operation, then you will get a network ID. Guys, everybody knows end operation, right? Otherwise you can go through the what is the ending operation. This is the end gate. So you have to convert this data into the binary, and we have to do this thing 0 to 0 is a 0, like that it will come up. So if you see from here 1 1 1 1 1 1 0 1 0 1 0 0, like that. If both the side ones are there, then we can able to delete. We have to convert into binary, and then only we can able to do it. I forget one more point, that is a private IP addresses also there. These are the private IP addresses. Other than these IP addresses, usually we call that one as a public IP address. Within a local network, within a LAN, within a LAN network, within a LAN is enough. Okay, within a LAN, we use private only, private IP addresses only we are using. Okay, when you are communicating outside, when you are communicating outside, outside of LAN, Okay, outside of LAN we use public IP addresses only. So there is a lot of things are there in a public and private IP addresses. Okay, of course, I told network address translation. This one. So when you are communicating from your LAN network to outside public network, sometimes you may not communicate. So then we use a network address translations. If you have one private IP address, we can translate into one public IP address mapping is there. So then we can communicate. What is a port address translation? For example, you have a lot of private IP addresses, but you cannot buy public IP addresses. Okay, you have to purchase a public IP address. Private, you don't need to pay anything, but public you have to pay, right? So you cannot offer like you have a 10 pcs are there in your local network, but you can't offer 10 public IP addresses. Then what you will do? So you have to use port address translation. NAT and PAT will be done by your router only. Okay, router will take care of that one. But in generally port address translation at your router end, and also it will your public address taking care by your okay, I should not show because it's recording na. So you go to the Google browser and type. Okay, so go to the Google browser and type what is my IP address. Once you click it, you'll get a different IP address. If you check your physical machine IP address is a private IP address range, and if you check in your Google browser, that will show you a public IP address. Okay, because when you are communicating outside, okay, so we should communicate with the public IP address only. So how you are communicating using PAT address only. Okay, of course, ACL and other things are there, but it is already almost half an hour I have taken. Subnetting concept is there. Only small introduction to subnetting concept I will tell. So here is a big file is there for subnetting. Okay, so I will type directly. Here it is. Subnetting. So when even it is a public IP addresses, you have to buy in a network wise. When you take a public IP address, when you take a IP address, you cannot purchase one single public IP address. Okay, we have to purchase a public IP network only we can able to buy. Okay, so but for example you have a 10 maybe for example 50 PCs are there in your network, but you cannot buy 50 IP addresses. You have to buy compulsory 256 IP addresses. You have to buy in a single network minimum, right? It's a class C. It belongs to class C, right? We cannot do it. So what we have to do it? What we have to do? We have to divide. We have to divide the network into subnets. What is a subnetting? Divide a network into subnets. Into subnets. So a network means a single network into multiple subnets. We have to divide. So based on number of networks, number of devices you are using, or maybe depends upon number of networks you want it. Okay. So it is depends on number of subnet required, or number of hosts per subnet. You have to divide it. So this is, so if they ask a question what is a subnetting, so ask, tell them divide a single network into multiple subnets based on number of subnets required by organization, or maybe number of hosts per subnet. Here it is number of hosts per subnet is there, 50 PCs are there. Based on that we have to divide. So This subnet works. Subnetting is subnetting by done by subnet mask only. What is a subnet mask? Subnet mask will divide your network into network and host portion. Subnet mask actually divide your IP address into network and host portion. But to do the subnetting, we can use to do to do subnetting. We use subnet mask. If you manipulate the subnet mask, automatically the number of hosts per network will be changed. For example, if I'm using class C uh, subnet mask, this is a default subnet mask of class C, right? So number of hosts we'll get here is 254 by default in a class C. All right. So but is my requirement is 50 pieces. Okay, my requirement is 50 pieces. According to it, we can change it. So for example, if I use, okay, 50 pieces is we have to use, right? So the near one is 64 minus 2. So we will get a in a single network 62 host only. 62 host only. So I use a 64. So then I have to get only 64 part, right? So 1 1. So if you calculate based on this, that you'll get a number of hosts per network. So if you use this subnet mask, if you use this subnet mask, you'll get a number of hosts is a 64 only. Okay, minus 2 means totally 62 hosts you will get it on a single network. So because we don't have a time, I'm not able to show you how to do it, the calculation and all. Okay. Mm. Okay, number of hosts per network. So already we have a video on subnetting, how to do subnetting calculations and all. So check it, that one previous starting video we started with from there only. So check that video. Okay, number of hosts per network, like that we can able to get it. So each part. Okay, so changing manipulation of manipulating the subnet mask, we will get a new subnet mask. And this we can write like this: 26. What is this? It's called a CIDR, classless inter-domain routing. What is a CIDR? Classless inter-domain routing. Routing. Okay, CIDR method. So classless inter-domain routing, it means representing. So what is meaning? Representing your subnet mask, representing subnet mask in slash notations. Okay. So for example, your subnet mask is 255.255.192 dot, sorry, anything, no problem, 240.0. How to represent this one? 255 means 8 ones, next 255 8 ones means 16 is completed, and 240 means 4 ones 4 zeros. Okay, so 4 ones 4 zeros, you have to write this one in binary. If you write in a binary like this, it will be there. Okay, so if you note down then how many ones are there, so that we have to put it. So 16 plus 4, it is 20. This is a representation of a subnet mask in a slash notation, we called as a CIDR. Last time this question is also they asked. Okay, so this is it about your IP v4 and basic what is subnetting I told, and what is CIDR I told, that's it. Okay, so don't this is the part. Okay, Of course, IPv6 is there, guys. IPv6 is there. We don't have a time, and you have to attend the class also. I took a lot of time here. This one is also I will create a video and I will send today or maybe tomorrow. So IPv6 and ACL. I will share that information. So it is may useful for you. Next, any missing topics or if you have any doubt, then I will share it. Okay, 3 days, guys. Remember, 28th class is there. Compulsory, everybody attend. If people anybody not today, people are not attend also. Tell everybody that 28th class is there Sunday. I am taking, guys. I am taking burden. So why can't you put a little effect on this one? Okay, I'm taking burden, right? So I can take rest happily. I won't get a rest from Monday onwards. Okay, so Sunday we'll go into all the topics. At least major questions we will discuss it. Okay.